Hey friends, it's Laura with Laura B. Flosstube. Welcome or welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I plan on sharing everything that I've been doing with my cross stitching, my quilting, and life today. So let's get started. First up, I want to talk about the cross stitch. I haven't shared all of my projects that I have in the works in quite a while. So I thought today I would do that because this is Flosstube number 40. I can't believe I'm on Flosstube 40. Pretty soon we'll be at my age. But anyway, so I'm just going to go through the different projects that I have started or kitted up at least and let you see kind of what my plans are. Hopefully I'll actually get some of these, started by the end of the year. So first up, I do have the 2023 Prairie Schooler Santa, and I have not started this at all. I do plan on stitching this one on a 14 count Aida cloth. It's a dirty Aida, so it's that really kind of a tannish brown color. And so here's my cloth for that, and I plan on stitching it with the called for DMC floss. I do want to get this done before Christmas. I don't think I'll probably do anything with it this year, but I do want to get it done. So this is one of the things I have kitted up to do. And next, also kitted, but, and some of them are started. Actually, some of them are finished, but not all of them. I do have the Summer Memories book still in one of my project bags, because there is still one more that I want to do out of this. I want to do Proud and True, and I do plan on using the called for DMC. I'm stitching that on a 28 count Lugana cloth, and I'm not really sure. I'll have to look up and see exactly what color. I think it's mushroom. Actually, it is. On the 28 count mushroom Lugana cloth for the Proud and True stitch. And again, that one is in the Summer Memories book, which is available lots of places, but it's manufactured or it's published by Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma. So there's also a couple quilts in here that I want to make. So I really do want to get this last little stitch done so I can move on to doing some of the quilts. Now, out of this book, I have done the Cherry Tree, which is super cute. And I've also done Free and Brave, which I love hot air balloons, so this one is super fun. And this Land, which is just mostly just text more than much stitching. This one was very quick and easy to do. So if you have that Summer Memories book, I encourage you to stitch a few things, or if you stitched them all, start making some quilts or something. I love books that you get some of each. I feel like, they're definitely multi-purpose. That way you get more bang for your buck, I guess. So those are the Summer Memory stitches that I have going. Okay, so at the beginning of this year, I decided that I wanted to do a PinkerNPunkin stitch every month. And I love her stitches, her charts so much. And they're all free. Melissa does an amazing job. I'll put her blog link below in the description box, so make sure you check her out. This one was what I was supposed to be doing in July, and it's called Sarah Jane 1776 Salt Box. And this is a free chart, so I'm not breaking rules here by showing the chart. I just don't have a picture of it right now. I don't have it started. I'm also stitching these on a Lugana cloth. Now with the PinkerNPunkin stitch, I am stitching them on Lugana, but I'm hand dyeing them. And I know I've shown several of those throughout the year. And actually until I think somewhere in June, I was really good about getting one of these done every month. And then just things fell apart. But this is my cloth for Sarah Jane 1776 stitch. And I do still want to do this one just because I'm a USA girl. And I definitely like all of the patriotic stitches. which you could probably tell because the summer memories were definitely patriotic too. Oh, give me a second here. Things are not working right. All right. The other item that I have, and I actually have progress made on this one, is the Featherweight Stitch. And the Featherweight chart is by Margaret Lee. It is a paid pattern, so I'm not going to show the pattern. I received a copy from a friend because she had purchased 2 patterns and didn't need to. She actually purchased one and then purchased it again because she didn't think she had it. So I got my pattern for free. But you can get it at the Featherweight shop, and I believe that Margaret Lee also has an Etsy shop that you can purchase that pattern through her directly. The one thing I did was I changed, because if you've been watching me at all, you know that I do have a featherweight and it is teal. So I changed the stitch to be a teal featherweight instead of the black. And I've made a pretty good progress on this, honestly. I just need to get moving on it. Now this is on a Monaco cloth, and Monaco is really a lot stiffer than Lugana or Aida cloth, especially the hand dyeds that I work with a lot. So I'm going to be honest and say I don't love the Monaco just because it is kind of stiff. But I do want to get this stitch done because it definitely needs to adorn the wall in my craft room. So that's my progress on the Featherweight stitch. And I'm not using the called for DMC on that because I switched it to be teal and different shades of teal for the shading and things like that. All right, so where I'm focusing my time is a stitch that was designed by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. It's called The Houses on Peppermint Lane. And last time I was telling you that I was struggling because I was like ripping more stitches out than I was putting in, or at least it felt like that, to get that little Pinwheel House done. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe how much time that took me to get it finished. But I do have the Pinwheel House completed. And this is not pressed, you guys, so please do not judge me too harshly today. But here's the Pinwheel House. And I do have some mistakes in the house, and I did not take them out because I decided that it was good enough. So if you're looking at this and you think, something's not right, it's because, something's not quite right, but that's okay. It's gonna look fine. And then I also wanna show you the first 6 houses. Isn't that fun? Yay! And you got a little sneak peeky there. But here's the first 6 of 9 houses. And then I have started, so I'm committed. I gotta do the last row now. I gotta do the last 3 houses because I did start the Pomegranate House, and I've made some pretty good progress on it actually. I would say I'm probably about 60% done with that. And I just need to do this, the flowers and the basket, and then there's some stars, and I think there's another snowflake somewhere too. But I just have to get that finished. And you know, like I said, I'm probably about 60% done with that one. And then, 2 more. And then the houses on Peppermint Lane will be completed. And I have decided that I'm just going to continue stitching on that monogamously. And then when it's done, then it'll be done. And I really want to try to get that one done by Christmas too. But that one, especially if I do finish it before Christmas, then I will frame it so I can put it up with my Christmas decor. But here's what the Pomegranate House will look like when it's done. And again, this design is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. They also have another series. They have a couple different series. They have the Houses on Pumpkin Lane, I think, or Houses on Pumpkin Lane, Pumpkin Hollow? I don't know, Pumpkin Lane. That one I'm gonna do. And then they also just released or started another series of the Houses on Wisteria Lane, and it is gorgeous. The Wisteria House is out, and it's just so I don't know, I want to say whimsical. It's just very, very light and very pretty. It's more of like a spring series, I feel like. So I am excited about that one to see how it progresses as well. So the two houses I have left are the Needleworker House, which, you know, how could I not do that one, right? I need the Needleworker House. And then the last one is the Christmas House, which again, that one is going to be very fun to do. So I'm getting there. We've had a lot of things going on, so I don't have as much stitchy time as I used to, but that's okay. It's getting there, and I'm stitching as I can. And it will be done when it's done, right? No rush. But I have like this overwhelming desire to start something new. And first I thought, well, maybe I should start something for Halloween. And I'm like, I have so many Halloween things that I don't really want to do any more Halloween. I don't really want to do any more Christmas either because I have a lot of Christmas stuff. And then I'm thinking I want to do something like smaller. So maybe it does need to be like an ornament or something like that. But I don't know. I have this desire to start something new, something that I can start and finish pretty relatively quickly. And I think probably the correct answer to that would be to do my Summer Memories stitch that's already kitted up and ready to go. But I want something different. So what are you stitching right now? Especially if it's something small and fairly easy, like no half stitches, no quarter stitches, no back stitching. What are you stitching right now? Leave me a comment below and let me know, or give me a recommendation of something I could check out, like a new designer or a newer chart that came out, or even an older chart if you can still find it somewhere. I would love to know what you're stitching and give me some ideas of something you think I should start that you think I would like. So that's where I'm at with my cross stitch. Okay, but my quilting, oh goodness. I showed you a couple things last time that I was working on, but I need to give you some updates. So I'm going to show some pictures because it's just easier than showing big quilts, right? So the first quilt, I told you I quilted this at my brother's and I finished it, put a sleeve on it, and it's hanging in my living room. It is Lori Holt's Farmhouse Star. Now, if you look up that pattern, you'll notice that she used like a whole collection of one of hers from Riley Blake, which is amazing and gorgeous. But my husband was like, you know, this would be look really cool in red, white, and blue. And he was so right, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am so in love with this quilt. It is so, so pretty. So it's hanging in my living room right now. But of course, you know, it's going to have to come down here pretty soon because I got to put Autumn Love up, right? Because it's almost autumn. So, but it's hanging in the living room. I love it. He loves it. So I'm very happy with it. And I was so excited because the quilt that's on the trunk there is actually from the Fat Quarter Shop Liberty box last year. And it matches perfectly with the colors. I mean, you know, the red, white, and blue. It matches perfectly with the Farmhouse Star quilt. So that's kind of fun that I was able to pull that out and throw it on the trunk just to have a little extra, you know, bling and pizzazz to my display. The other one that I finished was the So Simple Shapes. And this is an oversized king quilt. It is like 105 by 120, you guys. It is huge. And it's 120 wide. So it will drape really well on the sides, but not like hit the floor on the end of the bed. So really good size for a king size quilt, but it definitely is oversized. It has 30 applique blocks in it. I chose 15 from the So Simple Shapes remix, and I chose another 15 from the So Simple Shapes mini remix. So the ones that have the stars around them, those are the minis, and then the other ones are just the So Simple Shapes. And you can find both of those sew-alongs are both free on Lori Holt's blog. You will need several sets of the So Simple Shapes. I think I used like 6 or 8 different sets of the So Simple Shapes on these blocks. But definitely worth it. Cannot wait until the intended recipient receives this quilt because I am pretty sure they're going to love it. But it is quilted and it has the binding on it and it's just waiting to be delivered to its forever home. All right. So in addition to that, if you follow my channel, you may have received a notification. I did release a couple tutorials, and one of them I talked about last time about the interfacing method for the applique quilts that Lori Holt designs and does sew-alongs for. I also just released another video talking about how I prep for those types of projects. So if you haven't watched that video and you do those quilts and you need some tips or tricks, or you just want a different viewpoint, make sure you check that out because I am getting ready. I'm so excited. This is September 12th. So in 6 days, Hometown is starting and it is so fun. It was kind of funny at the, and here's a picture of Hometown. Yay. This is obviously their graphic. At one of the local quilt guild meetings, I was talking to one of my friends and she's like, you know, I think that you have a thing for houses. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And she's like, well, you're cross-stitching houses, you're doing a quilt with houses. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So then I started looking and I'm like, oh, yeah, I have houses and a big house. And then I was like, oh, and look at all my little needle minders from Flamingo Toes. Maybe I do love houses, but anyway, I'm excited about Hometown starting next Monday, September 18th, 2023. Again, it's a free sew along on Lori Holt's blog. You will need the Sew Simple shapes so you can get the templates for all the applique shapes for the quilt. And obviously you'll need fabric. This time I bought a kit, but you can obviously use your stash fabrics as well. So if you haven't checked out the video that I did on how to prep for a sew-along like this, make sure you do that. I'll put a link at the end of this video or in the description box below. One of the two. We'll see which happens. In addition to that quilting, I have a couple other little quilting projects going. One of them is I make quilts for the Angel Wings clothing closet, which is close to me in Mexico, Missouri. They provide clothing for kids in foster care, just to help foster families out with some clothing. And then once a year at Easter time, they provide them Easter baskets, and the Easter baskets have a quilt in there. So starting this will be my 3rd year helping them. I saw one of my friends on Facebook and she was like, hey, they're having problems getting quilts. And I was like, oh, I'd love to help with that. So another thing that I do is I make quilts for the Easter baskets. So I have 11 tops together, but they're not quilted. But I have 11 tops like put together and assembled, getting ready to take those to be quilted. And my brother is a huge help with Angel Wings as well. It's just ridiculous. He's done over 20 quilts this year for them. Our goal is around 100, and it's not just him and me. The local guild that I belong to also supports Angel Wings as they can. It's kind of one of those things. It's like, well, I'd like to have 100, but if we don't quite get there, then I know they have other groups that support them as well. So I do have lots of quilty plans. And my other service project that I'm doing, when I was at our guild meeting yesterday, I picked up, and I can't believe our service committee lady is amazing. She and her sister put together these cute little kits. The blocks are already made, so all I have to do is like sew them together. So I picked up, well, I told her at the beginning of the meeting, I was like, whatever's left, I'll just take them because I'm just sewing blocks together. The blocks are already made. There's like no thought in this at all. Just sew. So I'll be sharing those with you. Hopefully next time I can show some pictures of some of those finished quilt tops of just what our guild donates. And our local guild donates quilts to several different charities here in the Columbia, Missouri area. We donate to the Children's Hospital. We also donate to the Ronald McDonald House in True North. We also donate to the chemo patients at Ellis Fischel, and also the pediatric chemo patients. So lots of groups, and we also make little quilts for the animal shelters here in town too, because they like to have those to put in with the kennels, especially for the cats too. So that's super fun, great ways to get involved, and a great way to give back to your community. So if you have those opportunities in your area, I would encourage you to do that because it definitely is a worthy cause. If you don't have a local guild, I'm sure you can still reach out to various organizations in your area and find a place to donate some of your quilts. So with all of that being said, I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek of what might be coming soon. I made these little Post-it note holders for the guild chapter meetings to give out with the CEO challenge. So I'm doing a challenge each month, and they have to, they do something, and then they're entered into a drawing to get a little goodie from me. So this month, the prize was the Post-it note holder, and I showed it to my niece, and she really liked it. She is a fax teacher in Lynn, Missouri. Hi, Christine. So she wants her students to be able to make these, and I told her, I was like, well, I'll try to put together a tutorial. It's not going to be like professional quality or anything, but we'll put together a tutorial on how to make these. So I plan on doing that pretty soon. Just need to get my instructions a little clearer and make sure I have all my dimensions down good. And then, but yeah, be looking for that video coming soon. All right, so with that being said, I think that's all I have today, really. Life update, we are having lots of fun. My husband and I have been going to a lot of concerts and a lot of shows, and it's been a lot of, I know I'm saying a lot, but it's been super fun. I've really enjoyed going to the concerts, hearing some great music. We were super disappointed, though, that the Tree Line Festival was canceled. We had tickets for Friday night to see Robert Cray, and they canceled it, but it's all good. We'll, excuse me, we're seeing Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Jeff City on that Thursday, so that'll be fun to do. And that's going to be the Thursday after my next Flosstube, I believe. So I'll be gearing up for that. And then also class is going, obviously. I've turned in a couple assignments. They went really well. And I still have, all these things to do each week for that class. But it's manageable, so I'm happy with the progress there too. So, wow, that was a lot, but that is what's going on in my little area of the world. I hope you guys are finding time to craft and some time to do some stress relieving activities. And until we see each other next time, I hope you get some crafting time in. So until next time, happy stitching.